Good evening, this is Houston Bennett with AOC1 Week 3 Project Review. This is term 1309. First question is, what did you do for your project? Um, I This is a kind of an odd question for me when I was reviewing this because I think I did what everybody else did, was just kind of follow the requirements. I even went back to check the assignment and thinking like we were supposed to maybe have done a little story or something, and I didn't see anything specific like that. So I finished my project. I'm not really sure how to answer this question, what I did for my project. Um, so the second question is, explain how you used function separation to logically separate your application flow. Um, that one's pretty easy. You just you break up each of the steps into its own little function. That's part of that whole encapsulation bit. If a function's doing really more than one thing, it should probably be broken up into more than one. Just each little piece needs to do its own thing. And so that's what I did with this project. Is each little requirement got its own little function, and it calls out to another function to pop up the little alert boxes and stuff, and yeah, that's what it does. List a few things that you think could use more clarification. It was all pretty straightforward this week. I mean, I watched the videos once over and then reviewed back on them to make things work. Manipulating the strings was a little bit odd. But I think that was covered in a previous week. I ended up just figuring it out. I think that was the one bit of this project that threw me, was appending the strings, that and the NS numbers, taking it from an integer to a number to a string. Those were the parts that I had issues with. Don't know if they necessarily need more clarification or not, but those are just the little bits that I had to actually go back and kind of figure out what I was doing there. What do you think you could have done better? Probably code. Just the code itself it works and stuff, but I do get the feeling. Actually, I still have it up here, and kind of looking at it. It's I don't know. I think it could be tidier. Yeah, that's probably the big one for me. What I could have done better. Just a little tidier code. It looks, I don't know. Just, it doesn't look clean, but it works, and at this point, that's what I'm happy with. Just so that everything does what it's supposed to and spits out the right answer. One thing, I don't know why this is happening, but as soon as I start the application, to test it or what have you, one alert box, whichever alert box is first in the code, pops up real quick and then disappears, and then the rest of them pop up and accept the input. You click the OK button, and it goes away and pops up the next one like it should. Don't know why that is, but so there's that. Maybe I goofed something on that one. I suppose we'll find out. But yeah, that's about it for this one. Pretty straightforward, this stuff. It's really one thing, and this is going to be maybe a bit of a rant, but I don't understand why we need all these different kinds of numbers. A float, an integer, a number of, this and that and the other thing. It gets to be very confusing, and I think it's a little overly complicated. I kind of get the idea of why you would want a specific kind of variable for really big numbers, decimals and whatnot, but they really should be easier to interchange and plug back and forth. If I throw a float into an int variable, it should just drop the decimals without complaining about it. And what's the difference between a number and an integer? Little things like that just kind of were irritating, but I guess that's just Objective-C. So there we are. Thanks very much, you guys, and keep up the good work.